I never thought I'd be this alone. Sitting here in this quiet house, the walls so familiar, yet empty. Sometimes I wake in the middle of the night, listening to the hum of the heater, the faint creak of the floorboards, and I realize I could have held them close. I could have said the words that mattered, but I let something else, pride, stubbornness, fear, take them from me. Could one stubborn choice really erase decades of love? I found out the hard way. I was a man who thought he understood life, married young, fresh out of school, eager to build something lasting. My wife, Anna, she had this laugh, soft, almost musical, that could fill the whole room, that made the small house we bought feel bigger than it was. And the kids, they were fearless little things, always running around, asking questions I often didn't have the patience to answer. Why is the sky blue? Why do people cry? Why can't we go to the park now? And I would give them half answers, distracted by bills, work, ambitions I thought mattered more than a child's wonder. I worked hard at a job I didn't love. I told myself it was for them. Every paycheck, every promotion, every extra hour, I convinced myself it was for their future. Maybe it was at first. But somewhere along the way, I stopped seeing them, really seeing them. I stopped noticing the small gestures, the way Anna tucked the kids' blankets around their shoulders at night, the way my son would hum when he thought no one was listening, the way my daughter's hands would curl around her favorite book, holding it as if it were a treasure. I was blind to it all, thinking time was endless, thinking there would always be a next chance. It wasn't a single monumental decision, not at first. It was a string of small compromises, little betrayals I didn't even recognize at the time. I let my pride decide. I believed being right mattered more than being present. I remember one night long ago, Anna and I had a fight, stupid, petty, about nothing that really mattered. The kind of fight that feels like a crack in the foundation of your home. I could have apologized. I could have reached across the table and held her hand, said the words she needed to hear, but I didn't. I turned away, muttering about how she didn't understand, how I needed space, how work was exhausting. And then I walked out into the night, the cold wind biting my face, my shoes crunching on the gravel, and I told myself it was temporary, that tomorrow would fix everything, but it didn't, not really, and the kids, they sensed it, of course. Children always do. I remember peeking through the kitchen window and seeing them asleep, their small bodies curled into one another, and I felt a pang I ignored. I thought I was giving them space. I thought I was protecting them, but all I was doing was stepping away from love. At first, I thought it was just tension, just the ebb and flow of a marriage, but slowly it became something else. The kids stopped running into the room when I came home. They didn't hide behind me when something scared them. They looked past me. Anna tried for years to bridge the gap. She'd sit across from me at the kitchen table, her hands folded, eyes heavy with questions I couldn't answer. "Do you even see us?" she'd whisper. I remember thinking, of course I do, while my mind was somewhere else. Work, pride, nonsense that felt urgent at the time. The house grew quiet. The garden still bloomed in spring, the roses turning crimson, the lilacs filling the air with sweetness, but the laughter was gone. And me? I told myself I was patient, that time would fix things, but time only watches. Time doesn't heal mistakes if you don't try to repair them. I lost birthdays, anniversaries, first days of school. I lost trust, the simple joy of being needed. I lost bedtime stories, hugs after a nightmare, the sound of feet running down the hallway, and worst of all, I lost them believing I was unkind when I just didn't know how to stay soft. I remember one evening, years ago, standing in the doorway as my daughter's tiny hand reached for mine and she pulled it away. "Go away, Daddy," she said, eyes filling with tears, and I froze. I wanted to explain, to say I was sorry, but the words stuck in my throat, and I walked away. That memory, it's still sharp like broken glass underfoot even now. It's strange how clarity comes so late. I was sitting in the living room one evening, the house dark except for the soft glow of the lamp, the hum of the old heater filling the silence. Anna's chair across from me sat empty. I traced the pattern of the carpet with my eyes, my fingers brushing along the edge of the armrest, feeling the fabric worn from years of use. And I finally heard it, the quiet truth I had ignored for decades. I had been alone long before they left. I had chosen isolation over connection. I had believed that stubbornness, that control, could protect us, when all it did was push them away. I remember the weight of it sinking in, like the room itself had grown heavier. And I asked myself, why didn't I see it sooner? Why did I need to wait until the house was empty, until the phone never rang, until my children's voices became echoes on the other side of the world? I could almost hear Anna saying it if she were here. We tried, you know. We tried to stay close, and I hadn't tried hard enough. Not really. I think of the quiet moments I missed, helping with homework, teaching my son to ride a bike, watching my daughter twirl in her first recital dress. I wasn't absent in body, but I was absent in heart. And absence is heavier than any argument, any fight, any prideful silence. If you're listening, if you're here, in the middle of your life with laughter and warmth and the smell of dinner in the kitchen, don't wait like I did. Don't let pride sit between you and the people you love. Don't mistake stubbornness for strength. I learned too late that love is not a feeling you can earn by working hard or being right. It's not about who's stronger, smarter, or more disciplined. It's about showing up every day, even when it's uncomfortable, even when you're tired, even when you think no one notices. I would give anything to go back, to apologize with all the weight of my bones, to hold them close without words, to be soft, to be present, to be enough. But I can't. So I speak these words now, hoping someone, somewhere, might hear them before it's too late, before the quiet becomes permanent, before the small, important moments slip by unnoticed. Don't wait. Don't assume there will always be a next chance. Look at them. Really look. Listen to the pauses, the laughter, the sighs. Don't let your anger, your pride, your excuses steal them, because one day, you'll wake up and the chairs across from you will be empty. The phones will not ring. And you'll understand, as I did, that it wasn't the world that turned against you. It was your choices. It's a strange thing, sitting here at 79, counting the years that have passed, tracing the faces I love in memory instead of in life. And I whisper to the empty room, more to myself than to anyone else. They were my world, and I let them go. I still feel the brush of their fingers on mine in dreams. I hear their laughter faintly in the wind. I reach for them and find only silence. And in that silence, I understand. So I sit here, listening to the quiet, and I wonder, did I ever really love them enough to stay?